Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Casual Fan YouTube channel. This time around, we have Geet F1, one of the prominent Indian YouTube, what should I say, YouTubers or content creators. So, first of
I
all,
would
Geet,
I would
welcome.
rather introduce myself as a science enthusiast. I love the science side of things. I love how the mechanics works. I'm a physics nerd. I'm a mechanical and automation engineer myself. So I love that part of the sport. I mean, the stories, the strategies are just the salt to the salad of science. So yeah, that's
True, true. Well, that's one thing we have in common. I'm also a mechanical engineer. So,
nice.
yeah, there you go. I mean, we'll find a lot of them in India.
Yes.
Good to have that. Also, one more thing in common. Yeah, you have the same hometown as my wife, so that's also one thing. So we have Geet here today because the season begins. The whole summer break is about to be done and dusted, and the racing recommences in Zandvoort this weekend. So again, a lot of questions and a lot of, you can say, a lot of unknowns as well. I've done a few things when it comes to the review of how the first 11 races went. In the second half, we'll have around 12 races, if I'm not wrong. I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen with Jeddah, whether it will come back or whether there will be a replacement or not. But we'll see. This particular video that we are recording, it is on this one. What we are trying to do is we are looking ahead at the next 12 races and well, what are our expectations and what will be our some of the more wild predictions? This time around, I've not shared any rundown with Geet. It will be everything will be pretty much spontaneous, and let's see how it goes. So first of all, Geet, thanks for joining in. We
No
haven't
problem,
done,
bro.
we've not done it. I think the last time we interacted was a few years back.
Yeah.
We should probably do it a lot more. I'll probably have you on the podcast as well once Jason is back. That will be a fun one as well. Cool. Should we
I'm not
begin?
as political as Jason, so probably that's gonna be an issue.
No, no, no. We talk about a lot of things, a lot of random stuff. There's a lot of Hitler references as well. So,
What? So where are we going with this?
in that podcast, here it's going to be a safe place.
Okay.
Cool. So let's talk about Formula One then, and let's begin. By the way, before we do, if you're new to the channel and if you're from Geet's audience or anyone from India, first of all, hi. If you've not discovered me yet, hit subscribe, help me grow the number, and drop a like. And well, whatever you agree with or don't agree with during the podcast or the video, whatever you want to call it, drop a comment. Let us know what you think. And with that, let's begin. Let's talk about the 2026 season, the next 12 races. I think, first of all, the first thing I want to talk about is let's talk about Ferrari. Before I talk about what we can expect or not from Ferrari, Charles Leclerc versus Lewis Hamilton. Let's start with the first prediction. Who do you think ends the season ahead in terms of points?
They're not very far away from each other though, but I will put up a case for Lewis Hamilton being a more successful driver at Ferrari than Charles Leclerc. Lewis Hamilton brings up a lot of experience other than just Ferrari itself. So imagine this situation where you. Okay, let me point out to a different reference. I was just reading, seeing a YouTube video. I am very fascinated with Marvel. So in Marvel Universe, in 1984, there was a comic book which was released called Secret Wars. Okay. So where I'm getting the reference is something else. Okay. I'll come to that very quickly. So in that Secret Wars, there is a person called Beyonder, right?
Okay.
And he lives in a world called Beyond World. Okay. I might be wrong here. Please, nerds, correct me in the comments. But yeah, so in 1984, there was a comic where Marvel, the people behind Marvel Comics, want to do something absolutely crazy nobody have ever seen. So they told a story where the person is Beyonder. So in the entire planet, there's one person, there's one being Beyonder. That's it. That's who he is. When he sees Earth, and he sees compassion, he sees desires, he sees so many things that multiple people, they're interacting, they're socializing, etc. So he comes to realize, okay, there is something beyond my horizon as well. So this is what Charles Leclerc is. I'm not comparing Charles Leclerc to a negative person. What I'm trying to explain you is, point you towards, is when he came into Formula One. He has an experience. He started with Sauber and then he moved toward Ferrari.
Yeah.
So he's a a one bolt nut or a one nut bolt, right? So he's
Yeah.
never seen a beyond world, right? When Lewis Hamilton came in, I understand it took his own time, but he got experience of so many different worlds, McLaren, Ferrari, McLaren, Mercedes, and few other interaction that he might have being a world champion. What I'm trying to say is that when you see a problem in physics, so there's not just one thing that you can solve the problem with, or math, right? Or in life in general as well. Anyways, so if I'm a hammer, I'll see everything as a nail. But when I'm a toolbox, then I have plenty. I'm trying to say that today in Formula One 2026, there are multiple type of drivers. I don't want to go above and beyond in saying who's right and who's wrong, but I love the regulations in such a way that these regulations, I understand the engine side of things. I understand the driver criticisms, but such beautiful things have happened and people are not even talking about it. And one of those are the human side of stories, where you're allowing a 19-year-old in second season beating who not, beating his own veteran teammate by hands down. Okay, not a long way again. We can comment on all that. What
59
about
points
trees
is a
of
lot.
Yeah, but Russell has his own fair share of issues. So let's not go there. Who had not, driver errors, etc. But yeah, I mean, coming back to the point where the question was, is in Ferrari who will end up the list above the other? I think Lewis Hamilton will, and Charles Leclerc will not. Yeah, I have more things to say about Charles Leclerc. I'll keep my mouth shut there.
Why? Okay, we'll get to that as well. For I think at this point there's a deficit of 31 points that Leclerc is facing compared to Lewis, and I mean that's more than a race win. So that's decent. It's quite a bit.
Oh, it's merely a one sprint weekend away.
Yeah, but winning both of them for a Ferrari driver it's a bit too much as well. I mean, when it comes to Ferrari nailing an entire weekend, it's been a while since we've seen that.
Barcelona.
Yeah, sure. I agree. Yeah, true. I agree. But again, it's few and far between when it comes to Ferrari. The consistency and being regularly brilliant when it comes to their operations and everything.
So okay, let's talk about this for 5 more minutes. So, how can a team make a weekend most successful? I'm not talking about the Grand Slam kind of things what Kimi Antonelli is doing right now. I think in an essence, you need a reliable car. Ferrari has it. You need a successful, experienced, edgy, on the tap driver you have in Lewis Hamilton. A person who do not make mistakes when he do not want to make, and he do not let people make mistakes. The call of 3 pit stops, the call of going
Barcelona,
the call of going long, call of going short. He can make decisions when he wants to. He is the lion in the team. He will roar and everybody will shut up. That happens, right? About strategy, I mean, Ferrari has improved themselves, from where we were. I think after the exit of Laurent Mekies, or I should say after the entry of Fred Vasseur, I think Ferrari has improved. Binotto was a dead area. Binotto was an engineer, not a strategist. I don't want to comment there that much, and that to an engineer, not like an overall picture engineer, but still he is leading Audi. Let's not talk about that. Coming back to Ferrari, I think they have improved themselves. I think they are more adaptive. Yes, there are issues, but I think it can happen that Ferrari, on their day, nobody will touch them, let alone beat them. Like how you saw in the last race, Hungarian Grand Prix, where Lando Norris was 15 seconds a win. 15 seconds a win. So that's a big amount. And then that too in 20 laps in the last 25 laps.
Yeah.
So, all of a sudden, when the race became real, McLaren won it by all hooks. I mean, by opening all the ramps. So yeah, that can also happen with Ferrari.
It can, yes. Again, the reason why I tend to have a lot of skepticism when it comes to Ferrari is, I mean, we'll get to Ferrari as well. I have that in mind. First of all, let's talk about the
But
Lewis
what's your
Hamilton.
take?
Regarding this,
Yeah.
my worry is when it comes to Ferrari, and we saw a bit of it. We've seen a bit of it
No, no.
this year.
What's your take on Lewis versus Charles?
Okay, so when it comes to Lewis versus Charles, I think Charles will nail it. I think Charles ends up beating Lewis by the end of the
Wow,
season.
wow. That's nice. That's
So
nice. Why? Okay, let's
yeah,
spice it up. Why?
so the reason I think it comes down to a couple of things. First is at the start of the year, it was quite clear that the way the Ferrari car has been built, the SF26, it seems to be a bit more natural towards Lewis. The lap time comes a bit more naturally to him at the
How
start
can you
of the
say that? How did you see it in the start of the season itself?
yeah. Because when you look at the start of the year in FP1, more often than not, Lewis is the one who tends to have a slight edge over Leclerc when it comes to the first few laps. The reason why that happens is a driver is slightly more adept in getting the lap time out of the car. Leclerc has been chasing a bit more comfort in the car, and I think until Silverstone, there was a bit of a gap between the two drivers when it comes to the overall understanding. That gap seems to have narrowed quite a bit. We saw that in, I think again, Silverstone was one of the examples. Then we've seen that in Spa. We saw a bit of it in Hungary as well. The reason why I think the gap that got narrowed is going to continue is just the pattern that Leclerc's season tends to follow, where he has, I mean, throughout his Ferrari career since 2022 or 2021, I mean, 2022 is probably a rare case. 23 onwards, you can see that Leclerc starts the season a bit slower. He adapts his driving style to the car. And once that is done during the second half of the season, he tends to take over. And what we've seen this year is, again, there was a 5 race period from Miami until Austria where Lewis beat him in every race. There were a few errors as well from Leclerc in between, but Lewis still had the performance edge over him. Since the race in Silverstone, Leclerc has beaten Lewis in the last few races. And a lot of it is you can either say that, okay, he had a definitive advantage in Silverstone. I think it was more of a both of them were performing on a similar keel when it comes to performance, when it comes to both Spa and Hungary. And as the season is going to progress, I think the lean is going to be more towards Leclerc because he's going to be able to, because finally he'll be able to find more comfort in the car. Lewis is already at a certain level of comfort when it comes to whatever the car's demands are. Leclerc is not there yet.
So
I
your
still don't
entire
think he's
point
there.
is based upon first two races. Second, there is something that you said that in the FP1s. So I don't trust FP1 datas. I mean, neither does
No, not
you should
data.
as well.
It's just so when we are talking about FP1, there's one thing that almost everyone will point out. I mean, every commentator tends to point out. One of the drivers that tend to, whenever it is their first lap and they are right on the edge of performance, it tends to be Max, who tends to do that almost every time. His first lap is right on the limit. And the reason why he's able to do that is, well, first is his comfort with the car, second is his adaptability. That is one area where Leclerc, if you compare it to last year as well, where Leclerc had the edge over Lewis because again he'd been working on the same car for 4 years and Lewis had just stepped into the team. This year, since a lot of input when it comes to SF26 has come from Lewis's side, it appears that he's more comfortable, and he's also talked about it. He also says that, right. This car is a bit more. You can say it leans a bit more towards his driving style, so he doesn't have to adapt to that extent. And once Leclerc is finally able to sort that thing out, I think we'll be able to see the gap decrease even more. Because I
You know
think
what?
what's the run? I think we've had the last three races where Leclerc has finished ahead of Lewis, and I think he's out qualified Lewis in all three of them as well.
I
So,
think in Formula One we've gone too soft.
oh yeah, I agree.
We have really taken advantage of contracts. I mean, there are brilliant drivers out there, and what you are finding is comfort. So in whatever stretch that you've explained the last point,
Mm-hmm.
you've used the word comfort 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
Okay. And especially for Charles Leclerc. So
Yeah.
what this guy is doing, and not only this guy, I'll tell you. Okay, I don't want to make this podcast a controversial one,
No,
but I'm
do it.
telling you.
No, do it.
but
It's
but
fun.
the no, for me it's not fun. Look,
Okay.
fun aside, but I want my sport back. I want everybody in their seat to be non-complacent. People have become that. People like, okay, I don't want to go up and beyond, but definitely Charles Leclerc. Let's not do that. Okay.
Okay.
People like amazing people like Solov or who the F2
Rafael
champions are
Camaro.
there. Yes, Rafael Camara, again a Ferrari protege, and I mean Felipe Drogovic. He was not even given a seat ever.
Yeah.
Today, if you see the rookies or the second season rookies, if we can call them, there are six or seven of them. They're doing hands down amazing job. Take Hejar, take
Bortoleto,
Arvid
Kimi.
Lindblad, Bortoleto, whoever you pick up. I mean, I'm not even talking about Kimi Antonelli right now, but everybody who is there trying to prove themselves. That's what Formula One is about, or was about. It's not anymore about. I mean, I love Fernando Alonso. No disrespect to him, but I think I've seen enough of him. Let please somebody else come up in that seat and who is, I mean, we've seen enough of Lance Stroll. I don't want to see, okay, for a second, I want to see Fernando Alonso in at least another season. Let him complete this one and let the next season be a goodbye to him. But enough of Lance Stroll, enough of Esteban Ocon. I don't want to see them anymore. They're not required.
Okay.
They're not required. They're better drivers out there in the world, and they're just 22 drivers that I have to see them. That in my favorite sport I have to see them. I don't want to see them anymore. I don't want to see all these comfortable people sitting in the throne of Formula One's car. I don't want to see them anymore. And if that's the attitude that a driver want to get comfortable before they win, they should not be in Formula One. Whoever they are.
Okay. I get I get your point, but what does the comfort on that particular bit has to do with?
No, I understand. You're talking about the driving side. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I get the point. I understand the point, but it's enough. You've got the longest contract in Ferrari. What have you given Ferrari? Most number of qualifying balls? What can I do for that?
I don't think it's his fault. I think he's extracted far more than what the car is capable of. Okay, look at Ferrari's history.
Like what, 10 wins?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a lot more.
Bottas 10 wins.
Sorry, what?
Bottas. Valtteri Bottas.
He drove the best car ever in F1 history.
And he was against Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah.
Who was Charles Leclerc against? Tell me.
Carlos.
Yes.
Vettel. Yeah, yes. I think these two only.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm telling you that Charles Leclerc could have achieved much more in the same car. And I think it's been 20 minutes we're just talking about Ferrari, but I'm happy to talk 2 more hours about it.
No, we can.
What I'm just trying to explain to you is that I have more expectation. When Charles Leclerc came, when he was, I think 2019 or 20.
18.
Yeah, no. I'm talking about the 19 season specifically when the engine controversy happened.
Yeah.
I love Charles Leclerc. I loved him. I love Vettel in general as a driver, as a personality. That's why I like no F's given attitude when Vettel was in the prime. 2012. I love 2012 Vettel. I love 2015, 16 Rosberg and Hamilton's fights. I don't like drivers who bitch around. That's why I don't like George Russell. Yeah. Everybody, he's a princess. I mean, my real side is coming out right now on the podcast.
No issues. Just go ahead.
I will tell you 10 instances where George Russell's fault was there and he blamed on something else.
Oh, yeah, of course.
On track.
By the way, you know who else does that? Max, Lewis,
not that much.
Alonso,
not that much.
Lewis has, I think, if I'm not wrong, Lewis has almost a 10
Lewis has his own hate rate fan club. I know.
No, not even that. It's a 10 to 15 minute clip. I think it's there on YouTube where he's the one who's responsible for a crash, and he said he turned into me. And again, look, the reason why they do it is almost every driver why they do it is they are trying to basically game the stewards. That's all. Everyone knows what's going on in between.
Let's give them a benefit of doubt. I mean, I cannot run my car more than. It's not that my car can't go. I mean, obviously it can't go faster than 170, but I personally can't go above 130. And these guys are doing it at 300 and more. So if you make me sit in a 300 or 330 kilometers per hour car, I can't even,
Yeah, yeah,
I can't even get
obviously.
my vision straight. And these guys are doing whatever they can.
Yeah.
So no disrespect to the sport or the driver.
Oh, no, no.
It's just that.
Just free will, no issues. Speak whatever you think, okay? You don't
Yeah.
have to censor yourself, by the way. This is
No,
a
no.
completely
I
uncensored.
mean, on a human level, I should. On a
Yeah, yeah.
human level, I can never do what they can. So, and I being almost double the age of Kimi Antonelli already. So, in my whole life, I wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah,
What he was able to do.
let's not go towards the ages and everything. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, coming back to the point. Yeah, so that's why I think. I mean, okay, I think enough of Ferrari. You want to go ahead?
Yeah, by the way, just a little bit about Ferrari and then we'll move on. The second half of the season, what do you expect from Ferrari?
I think Ferrari is going to be I mean, right now, look, whatever I will say, it will just be a fluke. Because, a lot of people are coming up, especially McLaren. And, I read a statement today by Lauren McKees. He's saying that 2027 will be our year. So if the team principal already is given up on this season,
उस पे
I
आते हैं
mean,
अभी, रुक जाओ मत बोल.
नहीं बोला.
Yeah.
But still, McLaren are doing good. Mercedes will not just तोहफा कबूल करो. They will come up big and strong with the controversial ADUO rules as well. ADOU, did I say
Yeah.
it right?
ADU. Yeah.
And that's
So let
always.
me set you can say, let me set the table for you a bit so that you'll have a bit more of a context. So until now, in the first half of the season, we've had Ferrari bring two major upgrade packages. There's the first one that was brought in, if I'm not wrong, it was brought in Miami. The second one was brought in Barcelona. So when it comes to being aggressive with their upgrade packages and being very front loading when it comes to the upgrade plan that they have, they've been right at it. You compare that with Mercedes. Mercedes has had a mega upgrade package in Canada, and that was it. That's the one that they brought. So if you compare just these two teams, I'm keeping the McLaren and Red Bull aside for later. Just if we talk about this particular aspect and we look at the second half of the season, so compared to Mercedes, Ferrari will probably have a bit limited scope of improvement because again, there's a budget cap in place and you only have certain amount of upgrades that you can bring in this particular season. So on that part, they are slightly limited. Then their power unit upgrade, which is at least for now, it is rumored that it is going to bring around 15 bhp.
Monza
Sorry, what?
will come up in Monza.
Yeah, in Monza. So it is rumored to bring around 15 bhp of power. Again, 15 bhp on the internal combustion engine side. It's also going to help with the electric part as well. So it should close the gap to the Mercedes power unit, at least to a large extent. But other than that, Mercedes is also bringing a power unit upgrade. At least it is rumored to bring one. They haven't given any official
I mean,
confirmation.
they should. They have an opportunity. Why wouldn't they?
Because first of all, they didn't expect to have one. That is one of the things. They didn't expect to have an opportunity to ultimately bring an upgrade package.
Oh,
Second,
Mercedes didn't know that they could.
yep.
Huh?
And secondly,
Only
the
because FI gave it to
Red
Red
Bull.
Bull.
Yeah,
So you
genius.
think there's no internal lobbying? Come on, you're a journalist.
Of course, there are going to be.
And you are the a very important, essential journalist from India to the entire world. So you know more than anybody else. How does this thing happen?
Yeah, don't gas me up like that. So again, when it comes to the whole thing, Mercedes is going to bring a power unit upgrade. There's going to be one. Ferrari is going to bring one. But when it comes to the aerodynamic side, Ferrari is probably limited when it comes to the scope. Mercedes has probably a bit more because of the budget cap in place. When you take these things into consideration, and also that Mercedes tends to have better tire degradation, I do think one kind of leans towards a less promising second half of the season for Ferrari. At least that's what it appears to me, at least for now.
Look, out of the 12 races, 8 will prefer Mercedes, and if you compare only Mercedes and Ferrari,
Hmm.
8 will prefer Mercedes and 4 will prefer Ferrari. So races like Singapore, races like Mexico will favor Ferrari,
No,
and
Mexico won't favor Ferrari because the power unit is they have a smaller turbo. The smaller turbo is a big disadvantage on higher altitude.
I mean those things are gone now. The
No,
smaller
it,
turbo
it
thing.
was there, right? It was there in Austria as well. That was a
So,
concern there.
but Mexico being being a high downforce circuit, I know the air pressure etc. is
Yeah,
less
yeah.
there, but that will the air pressure thing will even hurt Mercedes much more than they will hurt Ferrari. On the
Okay,
physics
so
logic, if you think the turbo itself, if we only compare both turbos, a smaller turbo with a less with the
the
with
smaller
lesser
turbo
air.
means you have to put more energy in it
Yes.
to ultimately get similar impact. What
Hmm.
it leads to is it leads to higher and elevated temperatures.
Hmm.
So when we are at higher altitudes, for a team to not have overheating issues, they have to have these cooling vanes that they have to put in place. That once you put that in place, that leads to aerodynamic loss. That's where Ferrari might
I
struggle.
think I need to research about this saying more
Yeah,
than that. But let's say that there are more tracks that for Mercedes will get preference on
yeah. Mhm.
according to the car, not according to the upgrades. I don't know what the circuit specific upgrades will bring in. Uh, but yeah, I mean, in general, looking at the
Zandvoort, Singapore. Uh, I think
half
there'll be
of Baku.
fair point. Yeah, that's it, right? There has to be more. Qatar is happening.
Uh, sorry,
Qatar. Qatar is
um,
not happening, right?
I don't think so. It'll happen because of the ongoing thing.
Okay, so Portugal and Hockenheim. The alternative races are Portugal and the one in Portimao, and there's one more race. I'm forgetting the
Are they
name.
confirmed? They're not confirmed yet. Only
Imola.
Malaysia is.
It will be confirmed later in the year when they're closer to.
Are you sure?
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. The war is not ending anytime soon. So
You know what? The half of this new circuit, Spain will also the Madrid
yeah,
will also prefer them. The
yeah,
half
yeah,
of it.
yeah. That
Then
should be again. That's also a bit of a that that track will also have lower grip, which should also help Ferrari. So yeah,
mm.
again, there will be a few tracks that would work with Ferrari,
But more tracks that will work with Mercedes.
Mercedes. Yeah. So when it comes to a title challenge, I don't really think much is
Oh
going to
no,
happen, right?
title is with my
Kimi.
boy Anto. Yes, for
Yeah.
sure, for sure, for sure.
Cool. Let's jump to the second one. And well, you touched on it a bit. Let's talk about McLaren in that case then.
What about them?
In your view, can McLaren emerge as the benchmark in the second half of the season?
Benchmark is a strong word.
Yeah, so let me put it this way. So in the first half of the season, what we've seen is we've seen McLaren debut with a very foundational car, as in it was a very basic package that they put together. Until Miami, the car was they didn't
Okay.
really put that much. How should we put it? They didn't really put that much development tokens into the package. Then, whoa, you good?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, okay. So until Miami, they didn't really put that many development tokens in the car.
Hmm,
Miami was their first major upgrade, and I
hmm,
think it was split between Miami and Canada.
hmm,
Then they've brought a semi upgrade package in Hungary.
hmm,
With that upgrade package, they've made a jump right to the front of the grid.
hmm,
And they so again, when we are talking about Hungary, that particular track, it tests your medium to slow speed section efficiency.
hmm,
It tests your ability to keep your tires in the working window,
hmm,
and probably most importantly, it tests how good your suspension is.
hmm,
So when it comes to tracks like Mexico is one of them, Singapore, and probably you can say maybe to a certain extent Austin as well. These are the tracks where McLaren, with the kind of package that they have right now, It
Hmm.
should be good enough.
Hmm.
Plus, McLaren has a larger scope of development right now.
Hmm.
Because when it comes to bringing upgrade packages, the next one is coming in Zandvoort, and
Hmm.
there's another one that is coming in Baku.
Hmm.
So they have a big. When it comes to the planning to upgrade this car, there is a
Hmm.
lot of things that are in the pipeline.
Hmm.
Mercedes will not have the same level of, you can say, the scope to upgrade the car compared
Hmm.
to McLaren.
Hmm.
And if where they were in Hungary, where McLaren seemed to have the edge, it won't come as a surprise if, at least for Zandvoort, I don't think it would come as a surprise to anyone if McLaren is the benchmark.
So McLaren is well, sorry, was there a question in
Yeah,
the thing?
yeah.
What was
I set the whole table. Now these are the facts on the table. Now you're
yeah.
free to go ahead and tell me what you think.
I thought you'll give me a question. I said yes. So I thought your question will be, will McLaren resurge? So yes, they will.
They already have, right? They won the
Yes.
race. So
Yes. So won the race and in a good fashion. If not for the uh, pit stops, we would had seen a better Ferrari out there. I mean, they would have conquered the podium. Both of the drivers would have. So now coming back to the point, will McLaren? Is it like a one-off thing, or are they gonna do good? Yes, they're gonna do good. Um, are Will they win another race in the season? Yes, they will win another race in the season, and I will tell you which one. I will tell you they will win. I will tell you in a minute. So before that, uh, the good part about McLaren is they've got a good chassis now. They have a good platform that they can build upon. The only thing that is tying their backs is, I think, the power unit of Mercedes. The good and the bad are both. Every rose has have thorns. That's where the power unit reliability comes in the initial part of the season. Also, in the era of Andrea Stella, I think we have seen McLaren resurge in the second part of the season very well. They understand their car. Again, Andrea Stella being an engineer doesn't have to look up at a lot of commercial side of things. That's been taken care of. That's been taken care by Zach Brown. That's what I like about these two prong folks. Like
the
one is
structure at
handling
McLaren.
the structure at McLaren, though they are a bit, how do you say, blunt in terms of their driver strategies. But still, fair play to both of them. But coming back to the commercial and the engineering side of things, Andrea Stella is free from engineering and strategy side, so that Zach Brown can do all that shenanigans that these people do, commercial side of things. So yeah, I mean, I think I think McLaren will win the round number 14. In what's the name of the circuit? Madoring. Madrid ring. I don't know. Whatever
Madrid
the
ring.
name. Madrid ring? Okay,
Mad ring. Sorry,
Madring. Yes.
Madring. Yeah.
Yes, that's an amazing name. That's an amazing name. Whoever named it should, I mean, definitely deserves a race. So yes, McLaren will win Madring and Lando Norris will win it, in my perspective.
Okay. I think
Yes.
they'll win more than that. I think they might even win Zandvoort. But again, there's forecast of rain, and if it rains, it's chaotic. Then anyone can have an advantage. So
Lance Stroll will win then.
ah, yeah,
Hmm.
those days are gone.
That
Yeah,
day, which those days? That day,
2020, 2020 Turkish
only
Grand
one,
Prix. Yeah,
he's got only one podium, right?
no, he's got multiple podiums. He's
Multiple
got
podiums.
one
Oh,
pole, and he's okay. By the way, Lance Stroll. Fun fact: he's the second youngest podium finisher in F1.
I know, I saw that. I saw that in Williams, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Baku
saw that.
2017,
Yeah, I saw
which
that.
Daniel won. Yeah. So when it comes to
Yeah.
McLaren, my whole thing is I think they will be very competitive now. I think in the second half of the season they're going to emerge as probably the closest contender to Mercedes. They will beat them in a few races. I think they win multiple races in the second half.
You know what troubles me? Sorry, I'm
Yeah,
going
yeah,
off
go for
topic
it.
a bit. What troubles me is people don't see Lando Norris as a real F1 title champion. I don't know why.
Yeah, they are foolish. The ones that don't, they are foolish. I
Yeah.
think again. completely off topic. So the podcast that I do with my friend Jason, and on that podcast, we've probably become the biggest Lando Norris defenders because of how we became the sole, you can say, defenders of whatever he did on the track.
Hmm.
The kind of criticism he faced in 2025 and in 2024 to a large extent, which was, I think, a part of it was nonsensical, but the other part had to do with what's that?
Because we are doing an F1 podcast.
Yeah,
Is it correct way of putting it, or
no,
should I? No.
yeah,
Okay.
okay. So
Tin tin tin. Okay, sorry.
so this year as well, even I mean, if we keep aside the 2024 and 2025 season, so I did my ranking for the first 11 races, and I've ranked Lando as the third best driver this season, at least so far. It's Kimi first, Max second, and Lando third. And I think he would have won multiple races this year if not for the strategy from McLaren in Miami. He was leading the race. Kimi Antonelli undercut him, which shouldn't have happened. It just, I think a lot of it comes down to personal preferences. The kind of audience that Lando attracts, well, they are kids, and then you have the more experienced people. Uh, they tend to not like him because a lot of those experienced guys, they are your Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen fans. Lewis Hamilton fans don't like him because Lando voted Max as the best driver in 2021. Since then, they hated him. Max fans don't like Lando because, well, he battled against him in 2024 and 2025. So these kind of things happen. Vettel didn't used to get a lot of credit early in his career as well. If you remember, he only became the darling of the fans much later in his career. So it, I hate that, but that's just the part of, you can say,
You know why I think that they hate Lando?
yeah.
So basically, Lando. First, it was a close fight. Uh,
Hmm.
the last year. Second, because where okay, I'll talk about my audience. I don't know about international audience that you cater to. The Desi English speaking or any other language speaking audience that I've seen in comments do not like them is because they think they like Oscar Piastri more than Lando Norris. Why
Yeah.
is because Oscar Piastri has a bit more calm demeanor. He's not exposed himself like how Lando Norris money has. So they think that Lando
You know,
Norris
Oscar is filthy rich, by the way. Oscar's family is
is.
filthy rich as well.
I understand. Oscar's manager is Jensen Button. So no, Mark Webber.
Mark Webber, yeah.
Yeah. So if you can have a manager like Mark
No, no,
Webber,
that comes from both having an Aussie connect. They
yeah,
tend to bring
that's
their own
true. That's
drivers.
right. That's
But
right. That's
his
right.
family is in Australia. They are one of the richest families.
Yeah.
Just
But
loaded.
he doesn't. His demeanor is very calm.
Yeah.
He's like very ice cold.
Kimi
Uh,
Raikkonen.
uh Kimi Raikkonen post 2014.
Hmm.
Kimi Raikkonen pre 2014 was a different beast.
Yeah.
Was a beast behind, and oh my god, I get goosebumps talking about Kimi
Yeah.
Räikkönen.
Yeah.
Right? There are a couple of people who inspire me. Even even having an audacity of being absolutely sloshed at the FI trophy ceremony. Oh my god, that's
2018,
so.
right? Yeah. Yeah.
I don't remember, but I love it. I love
Yeah.
seeing him like that, just so carefree. That's what the best part about these Finnish people are. That you know, then they're not aspiring for any what does it call affection.
No, no.
That thing that you want to take from others,
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
Approval.
Approval, yeah, approval. Look, I don't know how to take that, so I don't even know the name of it. Anyways, coming back to the point, enough of me. Yeah, I mean, we were discussing
The Lando. You think?
Lando, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why they think that Oscar's demeanor is very cool and calm. That Lando didn't win from a very off margin, and fair point to him that Lando has never been like outshined like Lewis and Max has, because when it's camera shows them a lot. Camera doesn't show Lando a lot,
Hmm.
even though there is British bias in the sport, or
Yeah.
there is. I'm not certain of it because
It
politics.
is.
But yeah, Lando is not being shown as much as these people are. A lot of Lando's win probably has some influence of strategy into it. Lando is not a lot loud. on radio. He doesn't abuse a lot. He is not a dominating person. And altogether, the strategy of McLaren is not how the strategy of every other team is. McLaren treats both their drivers as equals, and whoever is leading at a certain point of time, or even in the race, will get the benefit of the strategy. And that's what makes a poor popularity in terms of people. You get my point where I'm coming
Yeah,
from?
yeah,
You're not polarized.
yeah.
So, in a sense, if there is, in Ferrari as well, if Fed Bresser, he probably thinks of Charles Leclerc as his right hand, and like he can give a kidney. So that also doesn't break the point that if Fed Vasseur is listening to Lewis, it's always televised like on the billboard of every city in Italy. So, anyways, coming back to the point, McLaren being a soft team is not a polarizing driver team, and then all this point that I said. So that's why I think people do not like Lando Norris that much in India.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. I think, and I'd even go ahead and say that both Lando and Oscar are very, very underrated as drivers, both of them, because in my view, both of them are exceptional. They've And that's the problem. When you have two exceptional drivers, you won't have one of them dominating over the other, and it tends to show when it comes to all these. Uh, you'll have one weekend, and again, Oscar could have potentially had a race win this year in Suzuka if it was not for the safety car which helped Kimi
You know
jump
what
him.
I'm thinking?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm drifting away a bit. I don't know what this podcast will be a porridge of, but I think McLaren should lose lose the papaya color.
Lose what?
The papaya color.
Papaya color.
Yeah,
Why? Tell
because
me
I
why.
think, but because I think they should. I mean, I think too. It's not aggressive enough. That's why I think that.
But that's their culture. So you know why the papaya
I know
color exists?
all that. I know Bruce McLaren. I know
Yeah.
everything. You think I don't know about it?
No, no.
I what do you think I'm doing every day and night? So what I'm just trying to explain is that, or they should lose Zach Brown. I think, yeah.
Seriously.
No, I think he's doing nicely. I just want McLaren to be, look. One of the oldest friends of mine who know about the sport and love the sport love McLaren more than anything else. How these newer generation, especially post 2015 followers of Formula 1 are the biggest critics of post 2021 followers of Formula 1.
Hmm.
And this phenomenon is just seen in this sport,
Yeah.
nowhere else in the world, no other sport. If I'm a fan of Rafa Nadal, and somebody else is a fan, who's the newest guy, who is the Spaniard guy,
Carlos Alcaraz.
Alcaraz. So if somebody is he likes Carlos Alcaraz and I like Rafa Nadal, I can still gel along. I can share a couple of drinks with him. I will talk about tennis. We'll talk about the era. We'll talk about that Wimbledon match. That blah blah blah. What I'm trying to explain to you is, but this sport, if somebody said something about somebody,
Oh yeah.
uh, and they're the biggest whistleblower of the sport, or they're the
Yeah.
biggest gatekeepers of them, saying that you are a DTS fan, or you are a post 2021 fan, or you are this and you are that.
Yeah.
So I just want McLaren to be seen what McLaren is. People see Red Bull as is better than McLaren, but they don't know what McLaren and Williams had done in their life.
Yeah. Yeah. But again, when it comes to McLaren has had these different avatars. So
I
first
know.
it was first with Bruce McLaren, then
Yeah.
it was with Teddy Mayer, then it became the MP4 project, which was Ron Dennis, who had it for 30-40 years or something. So
Yeah.
this current version is somewhat different. And I think what happens is, I see where McLaren is right now. It is somewhat similar to where Red Bull was in 2011 and 2012. Now, I remember those years where I'm not sure if you were on Orkut. So remember Orkut used to be there, and Orkut had these groups that existed. And one of the more famous threads on one of those groups was, "Is Red Bull going to be Dead Bull next season?" And this post was made in 2009 when they finished second in the championship. I think Vettel was second or third, whatever, and they
No,
went
it's
on to
not their
dominate the
fault.
sport.
It's
Sorry,
not
what?
their fault. It's not the
Yeah,
person who made the Orkut scrap was the fault. Why is because in that time the financial crisis of 2008, remember
yeah, yeah, yeah,
the Lehman Brothers, everything. So I mean they crashed, and it was a very difficult time for every company out there.
yeah, yeah.
Plus, even in Formula One, a lot of companies died, a lot of
Left.
teams died. Yeah, they left because of financial crisis, and they have to come out. They've got people to feed, right? So if somebody made that, and the bigger sad part is you were on Orkut and you talked about Formula One on Orkut.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God.
See, I've been following the sport for far too long.
No, no,
2005
but
or something. Yeah.
a guy's got to eat, bro. I
Hey.
mean, I was out there. I'm a mechanical engineer. So I started mechanical engineering 2009 itself. And I went to Amity University. And the better part of my time was spent on how to get a girlfriend. And
Hmm.
I think, no, I think I left Orkut in 2008.
Yeah, 2010 or something. 2010,
No,
11, it was done. Yeah.
2008. Why is because in 2008, in this mid part of 2008, we got Facebook.
Yeah.
When
Facebook,
Facebook came,
MySpace came.
Orkut
Yeah.
died. A lot of my friends, very good friends, did Orkut in 2005 and 6 and 7 because we were in all boys school as well in Jaipur. And
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
my parents did bad to me. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
All boys and then mechanical. Lovely.
yes, yes. But in the university was like very big. So university had like I think 30-40,000 people.
Yeah. I've been
And
there.
yeah, so and it was fun. So and mechanical engineering had just 200 people
Mhm.
and two girls. So yeah, I mean it was okay because we had other sections as well to roam around. Anyways, where are we heading towards? This is not a lifestyle chat. This is a Formula One. Oh,
That's all
okay.
right.
Coming back to the sad part of
The fandom.
yes, of the fandom that they talked about. Formula One on Orkut as well. Oh my God, this is
Yeah, as so I the point that I was making was when it comes to Red Bull, so Red Bull also went through this phase and McLaren is also going through this phase. A lot of the new fans, they don't really know what McLaren's legacy is. They
yeah,
don't really know how much they used to win. So
yeah,
this is for them, this is a new brand new outfit, and it has been branded as that because before 2018 it wasn't really papaya colored, right? So
yeah.
this is an entirely new entity. They will slowly form their own entity, and just like Red Bull. So when Red Bull when it won from 2010 to 2013, it didn't really get the kind of acclaim from fans either. The major fandom that they ultimately ended up getting was during the 2014 till 2020 period, where they were the underdogs and they would win races which arguably they shouldn't have, and that's what ultimately ended up garnering a lot of fandom. Again, Daniel Ricciardo, Max Verstappen, that also helped, and that's just something, the phases that they go through.
No, I think yeah, you're right. Max Verstappen helped Red Bull a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. Max Verstappen is the real Red Bull.
Right
So
now, yes.
no, in literal sense,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So why only right now? He was always that guy.
No.
When was he not like that?
2010 to 2013 it wasn't, till
I mean,
2018 it
I
wasn't.
didn't see. Oh my God, you followed Max Verstappen 2020, 2013?
No, I mean, you're saying Max Verstappen has been Red Bull, right?
Yes. So Max
Okay,
Verstappen
okay,
is
okay, okay.
the Red Bull, like the
Yeah, yeah,
Red Bull, because he's always like
yeah,
he's like the Zinedine Zidane of Formula One.
yeah. Yeah,
In
yeah,
Red Bull
in a
sense.
way. But yeah, no, you're right. And ultimately, when it comes to McLaren, I think the big change that could happen to McLaren is if Max does end up going to McLaren next year or maybe afterwards. If that happens, you might see a bit of a cultural change. You might see them being a bit more aggressive. Right now, they're very conservative when it comes to their approach to racing. The strategies and everything, it's very, very. You don't see them pulling the plug when they should.
Why is everybody saying Max will go to McLaren? What
No,
is
I
this?
don't. I don't think he would.
So why did I don't know. Max will never go to McLaren.
So
Idiot.
whatever information I've been able to garner,
They're
Max.
idiots.
Sorry, what?
They're idiots. Whoever is giving out this information. This is not an information. This is
Max
misinformation.
reached out. Max reached out to McLaren. Max reached out to Mercedes. Toto said no.
Unless Max reaches out to you, Do not believe
I'm
Max.
I'm telling you. So good, pretty good resources from where I kind of got to know. Max also reached out to McLaren. The things are being assessed. They haven't said no and they haven't said yes. So it's a bit in limbo right now. That's why Max is not committed his future to Red Bull. Anyways,
Okay, according to your sources, when will that happen?
September end is the time when the deadline ends when it comes to Max either committing his future to Red Bull or not, or
When was
triggering
the
an exit
last
clause.
time you've been following Formula One since so long? When was the last time that you think, except Fernando Alonso, because he's made drastic decisions of his Formula One career, who did you think could never happen and it happened?
Lewis to Ferrari.
No, that was written on the cards.
I never thought it would happen
No, you
because
didn't thought, but I'm telling you, Toto was
Vettel to Ferrari
no,
2014.
no, somebody in this prime.
Yeah, Vettel was in his
Vettel
prime,
was
right?
not in his
2014.
prime when he went to. Okay, when he went to
2014.
Ferrari. Oh, I
Yeah.
thought when he went to
No,
the
no, no.
Aston
When it
Martin.
went to
No,
Ferrari,
okay, yeah.
that was a big one. I think even Alonso to Aston Martin, I didn't really see that coming when it happened. When Vettel retired and Alonso went there.
I
Other
mean,
than that,
he's just buying time, so it's okay.
hey, if he has the best car, he'll probably end up winning and he'll probably end up dominating. But if he
Look, I
has the best
like
car,
Fernando Alonso, but let's not go too far of ourselves.
yeah, yeah, we'll
Right?
talk about Fernando as well. By the way, moving on from McLaren, uh, one thing you touched on it as well. Red Bull second half of the season, as you said, Red Bull is not going to bring any more upgrades in the second half of the season. That's what they've said.
Okay, I didn't read the news,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
cool.
So that's what they've said because they've shifted the entire focus to 2027.
The perfect recipe to vanish Max Verstappen from their garages is to say
Exactly.
this.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And so again, Lon McKees has come out and said that this is the best. They expect to be right at the front of the grid in 2027. That's what they are saying. What do you expect in the second half
When
of the
was the
season?
last time when a team principal said this in half of the season and it did happen?
Toto last year.
Did he?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Respect.
But
Truly
everyone
salute.
expected it. Again, everyone expected the Mercedes power unit to be good. It was good. Whatever information was coming out, the Mercedes power unit was expected to be good. The Ferrari power unit was not expected to be good, but they've done a decent job at least.
Good job.
Um, I won't say good job. I say decent.
Why? Tell me why. Tell me why not a good job.
In the first half of the season, they won a couple of races.
So
From Ferrari standards, that's nothing.
no. So I mean, don't. What are you doing? What?
Ferrari, w-
What are you? No.
Ferrari exists to win in Formula One. Every
Look,
year they are not winning, it's a failure.
don't see Formula One in the entirety.
Okay.
You're seeing Formula One. I'm not seeing Formula One 2026. I'm seeing Formula One 1950 to 2026. It doesn't happen like that.
No. I'm saying Ferrari, when it comes to Formula One, the reason why Ferrari races, it races to win. That's their
I mean,
motto. They say that. Every time there's a statement they'll put out, they always say that Ferrari races to
I
win.
mean, because again, it's like saying Ram Ram is like the byline. Yeah, come on. I mean, you say it. Obviously, you say it every time, but what I'm trying to say
Okay.
is not getting religion into it. But Ferrari is a religion in Tifosi in
Mhm.
Italy, so let's not go there. What I'm trying to explain to you is only about 2026.
Mhm.
Only so be here.
Okay. Okay, let's take this into consideration. Let's talk about 2026. So Ferrari gave up on the 2025 car pretty early.
Only engine. We're talking about only engine.
Yeah, engine. Then both of them had the same time, right? Same
Yeah,
time of
everybody has same time. Me at 24 hours. You have 24 hours.
no. In terms of they had 3 years, 3.5 years lead time when it came to developing the power unit. All of them had the same time. So why is Ferrari coming to the first race of the season with a power unit that's around 30 bhp slower, 30 bhp that lags with that much of power, your overall peak output? If you're going to do something like that, that's not a good thing, right?
I mean, look, everybody have different strategies. They've built up their car around it like that. I'm not saying that that's my defense is is an anecdotal one. What I'm just trying to explain to you is that yes, they did have like that, but they've got good opportunities and they did good progress. Plus, I mean,
Okay.
innovations like Macarena Wing. So what I'm trying to explain to you is they've done good experiments on their car. They've understood the platform well, and because fortunately, unfortunately, of ADUO, yes, ADUO. Unfortunately for Red Bull, unfortunately for everybody else. I mean, there is ADUO, and Ferrari have already had used one of them. They'll use another one of them in Monza or wherever they can, and I think they will improve their car. Why? Because they've got a good platform and the good chassis. They've got good aerodynamics, good track-specific innovations, and upgrades. And I think, given a chance, if so, how much is Ferrari deficit of Mercedes? I think,
In terms of points,
yeah, in terms of points,
70. No, no, no. Around
around
90
70,
points. 90
around
points. Yeah.
70. Okay, let's say 80.
Hmm.
Okay, uh, do I have it here? One second.
Yeah. 50 points between Kimi and Lewis, plus 30 points between Charles and George.
Yes, so it is 72 points only.
Okay.
So look, 72 points is not huge amount of points. When a team can win everything in the next part of the season, and can get 330 points.
Hmm.
So what I'm trying to explain to you is because of reliability of Mercedes, because of Ferraris having another go at the ADUO thing, they might have a lower budget, but look, understand, every single time you change a bolt in a Formula One car, you have to do a practice session. So it's best to get your upgrades closer to the center part of the season, so that at the later part of the season, imagine in Madrid or even in 18th 19th race in Las Vegas around, that you bring your upgrades. When will you understand the platform? And then the damage is already done by the other side of the team, or other side of the other teams. So I'm trying to explain to you is that Ferrari has built up a good chassis. They've got good everything else. Okay, engine side we understand, everybody understands, but I'm sure, I mean, they've done a good job. Yes, it was expected out of Mercedes to do well because of their past experience, especially in 2014, what they did. That's what people always, I mean, whoever I spoke to, that who should get the best engine, who do you expect? Everybody said Mercedes. Why? Is because they've done good in that side of things. But don't forget, in 2017 or 18, I don't remember, when DAS came out, dual assist system.
2020.
2020. Yeah, okay, 2020. So, okay, when 2020 DAS came out, it was an innovation. I love that innovation. I don't know why FIA is against
It's
innovation.
not safe. It wasn't safe. It wasn't safe.
What was
Because
not
yeah,
safe?
you'll be forced to remove one hand while steering, just to have that thing open so that your tires are able to heat up
I mean, we could
on
have
the
improved
straights.
the technology, but the technology was nice, right?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, of course. Of
The
course.
innovation was nice. The innovation was to improve racing. The innovation was to, it
No, no,
we
it was essentially to help them get heat up their tires better. That's
I'm
one of
just
the
trying to
biggest.
explain that there was a technology which was banned and it should have been promoted, but it was demoted. So that what my point was. But coming back to the point, Ferrari is no more a Binotto Ferrari or a Ferrari
Hmm.
before that. Ferrari is a Fedvesor Ferrari, and I like this Ferrari more than the other Ferraris,
Hmm.
as much as I've seen the Ferraris.
I understand your point. Tell me something. Best case scenario, where does Ferrari finish this year?
Second,
Yeah. 2 years back, where did Ferrari finish?
maybe second. I don't remember which year.
They were in title contention in the last race of the season.
No, are you asking me a trivia question?
Yeah, what I'm saying is this is the same team that almost won the championship just 18 or so months back.
So
So this team, at least when it comes to a new set of regulations, they should have been more prepared. They should have been competing against Mercedes on a much more even keel.
when I said the same thing about Charles Leclerc, you defended him.
No,
Think about this. Think about it. So your argument about Charles Leclerc being Charles Leclerc, good, bad, and successful in the second part of the season, as you said, and then think about the similar thing. What you talking about Ferrari? The thing about what you said is what I said is the same thing about Ferrari, what you're saying. So what I'm trying to
Yeah,
explain to you is,
because in case of Leclerc, there has been a lot of data and a lot of things that back up my claim. There is
but
no data or nothing to back
in
up
the
Ferrari.
hindsight of things, the problem that you have with Ferrari is just that you expected and they didn't deliver.
No, they're supposed to, right? I mean, the last time they
Expected
won the
emotions
no, it has nothing to do with emotions. It has to do with one very simple thing: with the resources that they have at their disposal.
against expectations, because you have this is called expectation. No? I mean, plain English.
Sort of, yeah, sort of. Okay.
Plain English, it is an expectation, right?
Hmm.
Even our friend Lance Stroll also will say,
Yeah, you shouldn't have that.
why,
Lance
why?
Stroll. Why would you have a Lance Stroll action figure or whatever that is? What is it?
Oh, you didn't see my video? It was so fun.
Which
Look,
one?
I've got this board.
Okay.
Okay, I just removed the tags on top of it. Okay, it
Hmm.
was like that, and I was just placing whoever will go to which team.
Okay. 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 Okay.
This was like that. I have all of them. I have like all of them.
Okay. Tell me, where did you get that? Where did you get that from? I'll
No,
also pick it up.
it's I pasted it.
Okay. Okay.
This
Okay.
is a magnet.
Got
I
it.
cut out the small. I printed,
Yeah. Yeah.
blinketed it. If blinketed it is a noun, yeah, it should be a noun. Like
It should
Google
be
Sheet.
now.
One of the highest revenue getting companies,
For now.
and the shittiest customer service. It is.
There's
It
a
is.
there's actually a story behind it, by the way. Why that is the case, I'll tell you afterwards, off the record. Anyways, coming back to this, moving on from Ferrari, when it
Hmm.
comes to Red Bull, we already have talked about how things are probably not going to go in the right direction. What do
Hmm.
you expect from the 2027 season?
Oh, this is too much to expect out of me. Let's do this in December, please. Why?
Because
Why you? Why do you want to talk about speculations? Let's not talk about speculations.
yeah, so the reason why I'm talking about it is because one of the major issues that Red Bull faces right now, they are not able to hire or attract any kind of talent. Max is not
They
willing to
just
commit.
did. They just replaced GP.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the engineering side of things.
Okay.
Yeah, the whole the entire engineering unit that existed earlier, it has been hollowed out. So you need people to bring in to actually be a bit more of a reinforcement for people like Pierre Vache and Enrico Balbo.
Hmm.
It doesn't exist at this point. So once that is in place, they'll be able to have a much better foundation to put together a season. They don't have that. With Max not committing, there's no resource that is willing to commit to a future at Red Bull. And overall, the things do not seem as bright as they ideally should. Hey,
So what
that's
do you
the
what do you think BYD will buy Red Bull or what?
no, they're not coming. BYD is not coming.
No.
I don't really see a point.
Okay. Oh, no point.
Yeah, because they are a full electric
No, they're
entity,
not.
right? Yeah, they've said that.
No, they're
The
not. They're
thing,
not.
no,
They're
in
not a
terms
full
of
entity.
when it comes to your automobile things.
No, they're
So
not fully electric company.
no, in terms of their automobile wing, they don't have internal combustion, right? They're not building cars with internal combustion engines.
So they have a semi-automatic. Sorry, how do you, what is called? So in the one of many concepts, one of the concept is plug-in hybrids.
Yeah, but it's high. Wait a minute. With an okay, so hybrid, which will include an
Yes,
internal combustion engine.
yes.
I haven't come across it. Maybe it might be there.
Because in India they do not sell this yet.
Yeah, I don't think they do. I've seen the electric version. Quite a few are there now, but I have not really seen. But even again, coming back to their statement that they put out, they were asked. The BYD lady was asked, and the thing that they said was they are focused on a fully electric future, and Formula One's future does not align with how they want to go about things.
When
So
was this?
when Christian Horner and BYD were linked with buying off Alpine. So I think it's been a while. It's been a couple of months,
Then you know
roughly.
more than me. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Mercedes. Uh, Kimi Antonelli. Do you think so? So I done a feature on this for Sportskeeda as well.
Hmm.
There are 5 drivers that I think that could potentially challenge Kimi. if things start falling in place. If things start falling in
Which
place
year?
this year. Yeah. Let me put it this way. So Lewis Hamilton is 50 points behind. George Russell is 59 points behind. Leclerc is 81 points and Lando is 90 points. So these are the five drivers that are within 100 points. And
When was the
is
last time have ever a 50-point lead was conquered?
never. 46 is the maximum.
Right.
By the way, Max came close. Max was 104 points behind last year with 9 races left. This time we have 12 races left. So the the point is, do you think right now there is any possibility of any driver becoming the closest competitor to Kimi? I think he is the runaway favorite, sure. But do you think there is anyone that comes close?
Look, mathematically, everyone on your
Leave the
list can.
mathematics aside. Who will finish second in the championship? Let's put it this way.
For everybody listening and not seeing, I'm thinking. Before you start doing tick tick one, tick tick two, that's what we used to do in
Yeah.
Damsharaz in India. I know you have international audience. I can't give Indian references, jokes.
No,
Yeah.
that's fine. There are I think 30 to 40% Indian audience as well. So
Okay.
there will be a lot of them.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So, what I think is, it's a tough question. Tough question. Tough question. But I will give the second position to George Russell.
You think he beats Lewis?
Yeah, hands down.
Okay. And okay, so there's a 9 point deficit between the two, right?
Right.
George is 9 points behind.
And we just discussed there are only 2.5 or 3 races out of the potential 12 races that
Hmm.
Ferrari will have
An
an
advantage
advantage
over
on.
Mercedes.
And George Russell will come. This is his year. This is his year, or this was supposedly his year. I want to see the
Supposedly, right?
resurgence. I want him to win every race from here. And I will be the loudest voice in support of George Russell if he does that. If he show me a glimmer of support, I will make my life of 2026 to promote that guy left, right, and center of whatever small channel that I have. And I will make everybody in India his fan. I'll make sure that.
That's going to be a tough ask, by the way. George doesn't have many fans in India. People really hate him. I
I don't
don't
care.
get. I don't get. By the way, what's your view? Why do people hate George? Do you agree with this notion, by the way, that there is a lot of hate going around when it comes to George?
Look, the opposite of love is not hate.
No, I'm talking about hate.
No,
Like
let
not
me complete my
indifference.
point.
Yeah.
No, I always talk in hooks, nowadays.
Okay.
Just kidding. So the opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of love is ignorance. So
Mhm.
people ignore him.
Okay.
People do not consider him a world champion material person. And if
Okay.
ever he wins the world champion, he will be treated very similar to how Lando Norris was.
Mhm.
Now, if he beats Kimi Antonelli now, so Kimi Antonelli has become the Thanos of 2026 season. He's destroying left, right, people in center. So now now George Russell has become an outsider, a dark horse, or a backbencher, and when and people sympathize with those kind of people who do not have rags to riches story. Indians love it. We have been with every movie of Priyadarshan and David Dhawan. We're always. I do not want to define who these people are, but these are legends. These are I don't know, legendary filmmakers of
Major
India.
directors and
Yeah,
producers in
pop
India.
culture
Bollywood, yeah.
creators of Indian cinema. Anyways, coming back, especially in the eras of 80s and 90s. Take Raja Chachu, take Raja Chachu. Where did I come from? Not Raja Chachu. There was Ajay Devgan. No, I'm not talking about that movie. I'm talking about Govinda, Raja Babu. Yeah, Raja Babu. No, Raja Babu. Coolie number one, hero number one. All these kind of movies. There was a person who is absolutely into the rags, and then he, because of his meritocracy, came up to the world and showed the world his face. So, in the same sense, right now George Russell is sitting like that. If he ever could do it, if he wants to win a championship, in Formula One, it's 2026.
Yeah.
If he's not able to do it, then it's his loss. Because I will get views. I'm just kidding. So,
By
I'm
the
just
way,
trying to,
where
yeah.
did you expect Kimi to perform in this manner in 2026?
I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah.
When this person, what's that name? Toto Wolff. It's too late in India. That's why I'm a bit sleepy. That's why I'm not able to recognize Toto Wolff's name. Anyways, coming back to the point. So yeah, I mean, Toto Wolff was all out praising Kimi and telling me this, Kimi and telling me that, especially because they lost the opportunity in Max Verstappen in 2014. That's why
Yeah.
that's why he wanted Kimi to be his. Um, it was the right decision, and I didn't expect Kimi there. But yeah, coming back to George, if he wants to do it, if he this is his year, he should do it. And like I said, I'll be the biggest supporter.
Yeah.
If
Okay. So,
if he doesn't win, then I want Brazil 2008 kind of a showdown.
yeah.
Then only I
I
will.
mean, we've had quite a few of them, right? We've had Brazil 2012 as well, which was somewhat similar.
Yes.
Abu Dhabi 2021, which is okay. The less we talk about
Which
that one, the
one?
better. Abu Dhabi 2021.
21. What happened then?
Exactly.
And more.
I mean, 2007, 2008, 2012, all of them in Brazil.
Yeah.
We should have season finales in Brazil, anyways. I don't get why we end up in Abu Dhabi.
Abu
Okay.
Dhabi is good as well, especially after 2021 track updates.
No, the track is good, but Brazil has
Hey,
the
let's
weather
talk
element.
about tracks also someday, na? We'll discuss
Sure.
all the tracks. What should change in those tracks? Because I hate few corners.
Yeah, let's do that. We'll do that.
Am I a pessimistic kind of a person? I
In what
hate a
way?
lot of things.
No, that's all right. It happens. So
Midlife
yeah,
crisis,
okay.
I
One
guess.
thing. This is a question. This is maybe a bit of a controversial question that I've asked a lot of people, and a lot of Max fans hated me for it. Max Verstappen at 19 versus Kimi Antonelli at 19.
I don't care.
Yeah. No.
Which car?
Who was Max Verstappen at 19 years of age when
Which
he
car?
was 19? Which car? He was driving the Red Bull.
So okay, you're saying
Mm,
that car, that era, that driver,
yes. The
and
level
which
of
track?
performance that Max was showing at 19 years of age compared to what Kimi Antonelli is showing at 19 years of
Which
age.
track?
Overall.
I can't judge that. It's Formula One. You have to give me specifics. Track temperature, which tire compound.
Take the median. Remove the variable on that front.
Okay, if in a perfect world, Max Verstappen 19 years versus Kimi Antonelli 19 years.
So that was Max Verstappen in 2017.
Look, I think let's not give Kimi a shorthand because we have seen enough of Max. We have seen
Yeah.
Max winning from almost every position, more than I think 70% of the grid position Max has gone from,
Yep. But
and almost all the
leave that
track.
bit aside, by
No,
the way.
that's that. For me, Max is hindsight, na. You get my point. Where I'm coming
Okay.
from.
Okay.
So if imagine you've not tasted red wine at all, okay, and you've just have consumed white wine in your life, or pink wine or bubblies, right? And I give you this, dark wine, red wine, and then you sip it, and then I ask you, after just one sip, that which one do you like more, red wine or white wine? You say, oh, I just had one sip of it. What I'm just trying to explain to you is, I understand that this question might create a controversy or a stir in the pot, but there's no right or wrong answer to it.
Okay.
And what will you get out of asking this question?
It shows where the two drivers were in their career at that particular point.
Were in their career, Antonelli is
Max
right
was
now.
and Antonelli is.
Let's talk about this after 5 years, and that's it.
Oh, yeah. 5 years later, 2031, huh?
Yeah.
Cool. Moving on, midfield. One team I wanted to talk about, Aston Martin.
Oh, you consider them in midfield. That's
Because
good.
where did they finish 12th, right? In
Finished
Hungary,
13th, 14th.
13th, 14th. Yeah. So Now they will have the Honda power unit upgrade. It will come in Zandvoort. It's
I
expected
have
to.
lost my expectations with Honda.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I mean,
until they prove
I
themselves again.
I think this race is probably pivotal for them if they are going to make any kind of a jump.
Not this one.
The
Not this
power
one.
unit comes in this one, right?
Yeah, but not this one. Look, everything you have to understand. I mean, I think when you fix anything in the car, the engineers, the people, the strategists, drivers, everybody takes at least a couple of weekends to understand the platform,
To
to give,
recalibrate. The
to
uh
recalibrate, to understand. We'll talk about this in Azerbaijan because Azerbaijan, I think, will be the right platform, the right
yeah,
time. Because any experimental thing works well with Azerbaijan. Why is
sort of.
because look, there are two. So they in Netherlands or Zandvoort, they're getting the new equipment, so it's not the right time to judge.
So they'll have a set of upgrade. So they had a half an upgrade package that was brought in Hungary. The other half is going to be brought in Zandvoort.
Yeah.
That's the aerodynamic side. Then there's the power unit side of things. They're going to get a think around 30 bhp jump in the power unit,
Hmm.
which is it's good. I mean, it's decent enough. But let's
No,
see what
I
happens there.
mean, it's
It should bring half a
let
second
alone be
at least.
the math. There are so many things that attaches around the math. And then what
Mhm.
happens is in Italy, there are too many track specific things. In Spain,
Monza.
like
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
in Monza, there will be two track specific things. So the real thing cannot come out of it. In
Mhm.
Spain, it is a mystery for everybody. So I don't think so. I don't want to assume that.
Yeah.
Azerbaijan is the place in round number 15 on 24th of September. I think around 1 month from now, 1.5,
Mhm.
or whatever number of days, 40 days from now, and I
Yeah, yeah,
think we'll have our answer if Honda has done well for Adrian Newey or not.
yeah, yeah. When it comes to the second half, do you think there'll be so my expectation from Aston Martin, at least for now, what it appears is I think they'll end the season as the fifth fastest car. That's where I see them ending up
Oh my god.
because they are around 2 seconds off in
What
a
do you mean by fastest? Define fastest.
fifth fastest.
What do you mean by fastest?
What do you mean by fastest? Well,
So you mean in the
in the pecking order, they'll be the leading midfield team
so you're saying they will end in terms of points on fifth.
in terms of pace,
How do you define pace?
performance. Roughly, we can make a judgment, right? Because currently, if we take a look at it, on an average, Racing Bulls has been the fifth fastest car,
Yes.
right?
Right.
In that manner.
No, so Racing Bulls is right
There's
now.
by the way, there's some disturbance that's coming. Is it? Are you?
Okay, so where we were.
Yeah, coming back to it. So Aston Martin being fifth fastest.
Yes. So tell me your point. Racing Bulls is the fifth fastest or the fifth most successful team in Formula One 2026. Why is because the amount of points that they have. Okay.
No, that's a different thing. Performance, just performance, pace. So what I'm saying is,
No,
what
I
we are
don't
going to
think.
see in the by the end of the season, what we are going to see is we are going to see Alonso be a more consistent driver that enters Q3. That's what I expect by the end of the season.
So you are judging him against Alonso first half of the season 2026, or you're comparing
No.
him with Liam Lawson.
With Liam Lawson and others, the other midfield drivers.
So you think that Fernando Alonso will finish more in Q3 than Liam Lawson?
Hmm.
He will not.
Yeah, that's the question. That's the whole thing.
No, that he will not.
My expectation is that I think we might end up seeing Aston Martin make that jump. Just simple maths for now. I might be wrong. I
I
might be
think
completely
I
wrong.
I think I like Marvel too much, but you like in Magic too much.
Hey, you never know. Look, 9 out of 10 times, whatever predictions I make, they're wrong. But the best part is talking about the possibilities and speculating what could potentially happen, right?
I believe that the average of all of us is better than the best of few of us.
Okay.
So if you if you invest in, I mean, you're a finance person yourself. So if you invest in Nifty as an index or S&P 500 as an index, that will outscore every mutual fund out there. And
Yeah.
this from the horse's mouth, the great himself, the Warren Buffett,
Yeah.
the legend. So what I'm trying to explain to you is that in India, in Hindi, we call it "poot ke pav palne mein dikh jate hain." I don't know if you understand this one, right? So I think it's a North Indian saying itself. So yeah, what I'm trying to explain to you is, yes, they are resurging. They'll do good. On the offset, if they are able to beat even Audi, I'll be happy.
In terms of what? Yeah, points.
Number of points scored in the next half of the season against Audi, Kalas. No
Hmm.
bullshit, no here and there stuff. I'm
Yeah,
just saying outrightly that if they can score more than Audi in the next part of the season, not even counting the 12 points Audi has right now.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
they
yeah.
can beat Audi,
Yeah, yeah.
I'll consider them and their experiment a success.
Yeah.
And you have to understand one point that Saudi Arabia has stopped their funding.
Yeah, yeah. No, they haven't stopped their funding. They were supposed to uh, increase the amount of money that they were paying, the sovereign fund that they were providing. They are going to keep a constant amount that they were giving this year. They're not going to increase it.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
heard that too. Cool.
Yeah.
So they have not a lot of
Finances are not an issue for them.
okay. Yeah, but they're still not able. I don't think so. They'll be able to beat Audi.
Okay. So you have them roughly where they were in Hungary, right? That's where you expect them to be, more or less.
Yes, I am putting them there. I am
Yeah.
putting them there because it pains my heart to say that Williams is going backwards, because three of my very close, how do you say, personalities in Formula One, James Vowles, Alex Albon,
Yeah.
and Carlos Sainz are there in that team. And essentially, I like a backbencher. I was my whole life as well. So I like Williams because of Frank Williams is, and then his daughters and everybody. The entire journey that they had is very troublesome, and I loved Felipe Massa in Williams as well. So Rubens Barrichello, I think all that era I used to enjoy a lot. That's why I have faint memories of me loving Williams, especially Robert Kubica as well. People do not understand who Robert Kubica is. He's a brilliant driver. Given a day, he can, that guy in his prime. Let's talk about Robert Kubica versus Max Verstappen in their prime.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
He was one of the best drivers in 2010.
Right. He's the Vinod Kambli of Formula One.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a reference.
Half of the people won't get it.
No, am I wrong? Am I
No,
wrong
no.
in saying that?
Robert was unfortunate. Vinod Kambli had different issues. Vinod Kambli could not adapt, but
Right.
Robert lost his arm, right?
Okay. In the things of unfortunate circumstances, let's say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never about that realm.
Cool. Moving on. Now,
hire me as a consultant, please.
Sorry.
I can give you references. Sorry.
Moving on. Okay, so by the way, we have had, I think, 0 driver changes or announcement of that for the 2027 season until now. The grid seems to be more or less the same.
No.
For 2027? We've
Yes.
seen it. We've heard any announcement.
No, it's not about the officiality of it, but it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
about
Yeah, okay. We'll get to that's going to be the question. Predict 3 drivers that won't be in F1 next year. Or from the current grid.
I've given you the one itself.
Ocon.
Yes.
Okay.
This guy moving out. This guy. Next. Lance Stroll.
He'll be there. His father owns the team.
Doesn't matter.
I wish you were right, but Lance is not going anywhere. Sadly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And who? Maybe Franco Colapinto. That's who I think.
Okay, and where will he go? Sorry, he'll be. Who will replace him in that case?
There are multiple drivers here.
Who?
Formula One is not short of talent at all.
No, but who will? As in,
Some other person in the rookie will come in. Not none of them that have already driven in Formula One.
okay.
So I mean, I think Cadillac definitely wants to have Colton Herta, but
No, no.
because of the super
Colton is
license
not
ban,
going to be in Formula One. He apparently he's not. He won't have the super license points,
yeah,
and
super license. I understand. That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
So there is again Solov. There is again
camera.
Camara. There are a couple of more interesting and good chaps.
Alex Dunn is also there, but he might not. The whole thing with him. Yeah.
Look, with these young people now, I mean, there's a lot of money involved in sponsorships and this and that. So I think there are so many things that I don't know about. So there's no point commenting on them. But if you ask me three, I gave you three. This is
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I personally think. I don't want Colapinto to leave, but he's not uh, given a chance. Bottas or Perez or Alonso or Hulkenberg or Liam. Oh, Liam Lawson is doing nice, anyways. So yeah, all these
Yeah,
drivers, even
Liam might be out, by the way.
Liam Lawson. Why?
Nikola Solov is going to replace him.
I don't think so. He should be replaced.
It's Red Bull. It's not about he should be. It's about what's going to happen. If Solov ends up winning the Formula 2 championship, I think he's leading the championship right now quite
He is.
comfortably. He is, right? Yeah.
He is.
And if he ends up winning the championship, he cannot continue in Formula 2. He'll probably have to make the jump, and at
I
that
don't.
point they don't have any option.
I will lose all my hopes in Racing Bulls management then.
This won't be anything new, by the way, from them.
Yeah,
Again,
but
by the way, this is going to be a bit of a test for them, because when it comes to the whole ruthlessness came from Helmut Marko, and now Helmut Marko is not there. Whether it means there's going to be a change in how they approach racing, we'll have to see.
yeah, okay. I mean, I'm disappointed.
Yeah,
That.
I think Bottas is out, more or less.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I
What a
think
shame.
either Rafael Camara is going to come in, or maybe.
Oh, I never knew Cadillac's platform is already made.
In what sense?
I mean, Bottas and Perez came in for development, and is the entire team is developed now? Are they platform nice? Is the
Graham Loudon has also been fired for some reason.
who?
The team boss, Graham Loudon,
Yeah.
he's replaced
I was
by.
so shocked. Only
So,
half of the season. I was so shocked.
yeah, it shows that the team is not making the right steps, at least for now. I think there's a lot of things
Malkins.
that they need to do a lot of things right. But yeah, that's the whole thing with them. Anyways, if I
Americans need to do Formula One right first.
yeah, so I think first
And if
is
your audience are seeing, come back to India.
yeah, they yeah, they
Yeah,
might.
I know.
Yeah. So, anyways, I think Bottas is gone. I think Lawson would be replaced from Racing Bulls. Whether he moves to another team, I think we'll have to see that. I'm not entirely sure about Ocon being replaced, because Haas has.
Oh.
They've admitted that there has been
Being
a lot of
consolidation
issues with
and
the spare
Bottas being
parts.
replaced and Ocon being there. Wow.
Yeah, because Haas has specifically talked about there being serious inconsistency with the parts that they have.
Oh,
So
that's why they're removed. They're not removing him.
yeah, so they don't have a clear idea. So what they've done is, in the last few races, whatever parts that were supposed to be given to Ollie Behrman, they've moved to Ocon, and Ollie Behrman complained about the same things. And I think it was in Spa and Hungaroring where Ocon beat Behrman, if I'm not wrong. But again, for Haas, the bigger problem is funding and getting their budget sorted and the processes in place. So
I think they
maybe the
have
drivers are not going to
sorted
be
that
there.
out with Toyota.
Sorry, what?
I think they've sorted that out with Toyota.
Yeah, but Toyota is not giving any kind of funding. So
No,
from
but their essential parts, their track, their driver programs, the technology that they're giving, the data analysis, etc., is sufficient enough as the money itself.
is
Because
it?
me will buy that only, right? And
It
it's Toyota
should.
Gazoo Racing, and Toyota again being Toyota Gazoo being a premier motorsport company. I
Mhm.
think they're doing fantastic in motorsports. So I think it's sufficient enough for Haas. And also, I really believe that if this experiment works well, in next couple of years, we might see a resurgence of the name Toyota itself, not Toyota Gazoo Racing that people do
It
not know.
should have been the case, but
No, it's not an experimental thing. Toyota itself bugged up. I mean, effed up the last time they were there. So
yeah.
I'm just trying to say that Toyota is helping Haas a lot, a lot. Uh,
Mhm.
and yeah, I mean, Ocon, I mean, money is not a. I mean, it is an issue for everybody, especially for Williams. But for Haas right
No,
now,
no,
it's
Williams is fine. So the problem that so if you take a look at the head count of every team in Formula One right now, you have Mercedes with around 2,000 people, Ferrari and other teams having a similar head count. Williams is around 1,500 to 1,600. Haas has just 400 people in the team. That's it. So it is severely understaffed. And while it was supposed to get the kind of funding from MoneyGram and Toyota and others, they've not been able to get the kind of money in place so that they can hire or attract new talent. That has not happened,
I'll
which
keep
is a
an
bit of a concern.
eye out about this. But
Sorry?
I'll keep an eye out about this.
Hmm.
But even in fact, they want a better driver. They want a driver with more sponsorships, if that's the case. And
Yeah.
so, what I personally think is a driver like Perez would be much better if he's available, because he
Yeah,
has
I
got.
doubt he'll move, right?
Yeah, yeah, I mean, I get the Mexico-American connection, so probably because of the
No, no,
popular.
he is part of Cadillac. So, I mean, he's part of a much bigger brand. So,
I know that's what I'm saying. That
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, what I'm trying to explain is like, okay, in the same sense, when we talked about Bottas as well, he's a part of big team, but
Mhm.
he's been told to leave, right? Supposedly being told to leave, according to you. So that's what I'm saying. If ever come a chance, if Perez leaves and they have a chance, also, I mean, even a team like Haas, I mean, Perez wouldn't mind going to Haas, right?
Yeah,
Right. So
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. That even Liam Lawson have good amount of money in their sponsorships.
Nothing.
Nothing.
One of the few people who don't come from well-off families.
No, but sponsorships. No.
Kiwis don't get that many sponsorships. Mexicans do, South Americans do because of the whole oil and everything, but others
Mhm.
don't. Yeah. Anyways, okay. So to wrap the whole thing up,
Are we
champions.
wrapping already?
Yeah, yeah. We went through a lot of things. So champion, you're going with Kimi Antonelli. In
Yes.
P2, you think it's going to be George Russell. In
Yes.
P3, who are you picking?
I really want to say Lewis Hamilton, but I cannot because
Okay.
because I I'm not too sure about it. But the best chance is with Hamilton right now. So
Hmm.
okay, let's go with Hamilton. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's going to be Kimi, Lando, George,
So you're not even putting Hamilton. Where's Hamilton?
fourth.
Where's
No,
Lando?
he'll be fifth.
Oh my god.
So
Okay,
my
so you're fourth with Leclerc.
if I'm going with the top five, I think McLaren is going to have serious resurgence in the second half of the season. Lando is going to win multiple races. As a result, the pick Kimi is going to win the championship. I don't think it's going to be much of a fight. I think Lando will be second. I think George will be third. I think Leclerc will be fourth. I think Lewis will be fifth. Yep.
Okay, let it on. And a good tasting paper, I'll make you eat your words.
Okay. And on that bombshell, guys, thanks for watching, and we wrap it up. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments. Our predictions, our views, if you agree with them or not. Let us know. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. Yeah.